Howdy! Welcome to my little dream machine here. I'm going to, I'm not going to do a Withlacoochee River report this week. What I'm going to do this week is talk a little common sense. It's October 29th, 2008, as I'm putting this to video. We're days away from the election. And I just want to tell everybody, next week we go to the polls. America's going to elect a new president. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I will tell you this. A little common sense goes a long way. People, the government is not there to give you anything. In fact, they're pretty much there to take as much as they can possibly get from you. Regardless of who gets in to the White House, that's not nearly as important as who gets into the Congress. Now, from 2001 on through to 2006, or the end of 2006, we had a Republican president. They call him a Republican anyway. He's really a rhino, a Republican in name only. We've got this Republican president and a Republican-controlled Congress. Now, we remember all the problems we had with that, how much everybody objected to it, and you know what? President Bush did not have a veto-proof Congress. President Bush did not have a filibuster-proof Senate. That's why so much didn't get done in that first 6 years in office. Well, they still don't have a veto-proof Congress, and they still don't have a filibuster-proof Senate. And I really would suggest that we keep it that way, irregardless of who gets into the White House. Like I said, I'm not going to tell anybody who to vote for. It's not a done deal. It's not done until next Tuesday. And then, of course, it's going to be an interesting election. Will I be able to retain my dream machine afterwards, or will I have to be forced to move out, or what? Who knows? I know that the economy is in trouble, and, I know a lot of people are voting their pocketbooks, and I understand that. You can't just vote your pocketbook. You got to vote a little common sense, too. That's something you got to take into account. The unpopular thing to do might be to vote, who you really feel should be in there, not who you, don't vote just because it'll be a first ever or anything of that nature. Vote your conscience. Vote for who you want in there, not what everybody, not because people tell you who to vote for. You need to vote for you. That's a decision you got to make. Vote your conscience. Vote on the issues you believe in. Don't just vote your pocketbook. Because, history has shown the train wrecks, basically, of what happens when people vote their pocketbook. The Great Depression went on 10 years, or went on the full decade of the 1930s, and right on up to World War II. From 1929, because people voted their pocketbooks in 1932. See, it was really just a serious recession until Franklin Delano Roosevelt got in office, and then he ended up with a veto-proof Congress. And after that, of course, the die was cast. It extended that recession into a full depression that stretched through the rest of the 1930s, and of course, like I said, it took World War II to start pulling us out of it. So, You know, a little common sense does go a long way. I know common sense seems to be lacking these days, but it's something maybe you ought to consider. Hey, till next time, you know, happy railroading.